All right, picture this. You're riding your bike down a steep hill, or maybe you're just deep into a super competitive game of whatever your favorite sport is. You're moving fast, you're having a blast, and then, boom, you fall. You hit the ground, and you hear that distinct, stomach-dropping crack. A bone just broke. It sounds serious and, well, it absolutely is. Welcome to today's explainer. Think of this as a mini masterclass in human anatomy, because unlike a piece of metal or wood that just stays broken until someone comes along and glues it or welds it, your body has this literally incredible engineering-free self-repair system. Today, we are completely unpacking the biological blueprint of how human bones repair themselves. It's kind of wild when you actually stop and think about it. Why do bones heal at all? I mean, how exactly does your body take a shattered piece of its own structural framework and just rebuild it? No engineers, no glue, no manual reconstruction. Somehow, your body knows exactly where the damage is, exactly how to patch it up, and exactly when that bone is ready to bear weight again. How on earth do millions of tiny cells coordinate to rebuild something as rock hard as human bone? So here's our lesson plan for today's biological construction site. 1. Bones are living tissue. 2. The emergency response. 3. Building the bridge. 4. The remodeling phase. And 5. Healing faster and stronger. Let's dive in. All right, section 1. Bones are living tissue. We kind of have this habit of thinking of our skeletons as these dry, lifeless things, right? Like pieces of wood or stones just propping up our muscles. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Bones are incredibly alive. Every single bone inside you is packed with living cells, blood vessels, nerves, and bone marrow. It's not static at all. It is constantly changing. Get this, your body actually replaces about 10% of your entire skeleton every single year. So even if you're lucky enough to have never broken a bone, your skeleton is still quietly repairing and updating itself, right now, every single day. And to pull off that constant updating, we rely on a microscopic workforce. There are two absolute MVPs here, osteoclasts and osteoblasts. Think of osteoclasts as your body's demolition crew. Their whole job is to break down and clear out old, tired bone. On the flip side, we have the osteoblasts, which are the builders, constructing the fresh, new bone. This nonstop teardown and rebuilds is a process called bone remodeling. So your skeleton? Yeah, it's basically under constant renovation.
Moving on to section 2, the emergency response.
Okay, so go back to that nasty snap we talked about at the very beginning. The literal first thing that happens internally is bleeding. Since your bones are actually full of tiny blood vessels, a break tears those vessels wide open. Blood quickly pools around the fracture, and within a matter of hours, it forms a fracture hematoma. Basically, it's a massive blood clot that acts as an emergency construction site. It stops you from bleeding too much and immediately starts pumping out these chemical SOS signals to the rest of the body. And your body does not wait around. Those chemical SOS signals instantly attract a specialized repair crew. First up, white blood cells rush to the scene to clean up the mess and clear away any dead tissue. Right behind them, stem cells travel straight to the injury site to kick off the actual repairs. So within just a few hours of the injury, the healing process is officially underway. The bone might be in pieces, but your body already has a highly organized action plan mapped out. Which brings us to section 3, building the bridge. Over the next couple of days, the body has to physically reconnect those two broken ends, right? So it builds what's called a soft callus. This is where you really see the body's engineering genius at work. This temporary flexible bridge is made mostly of collagen. That's a super strong protein found all over your body, mixed with flexible cartilage. Think of it exactly like the scaffolding they put up around a damaged brick building. It's not strong enough to hold up a bunch of weight yet, but it does the crucial job of keeping everything locked in place while the heavy-duty repairs happen underneath. But, scaffolding is temporary. Over the next few weeks, our builders, those osteoblasts we talked about, get back to work. They swap out that flexible soft callus for actual rigid bone, creating what's perfectly named the hard callus. Now, the broken pieces are firmly, solidly connected. You're probably feeling a lot better, maybe getting ready to have your friends sign your cast, but biologically speaking, the job is far from over.
Section 4, the remodeling phase.
Let's put this whole timeline into perspective really quick. The emergency fracture hematoma forms in mere hours. That temporary soft callus bridge takes days. The hard callus locks in over several weeks. But this final stage, bone remodeling, can literally take months or even years. Yeah, years. Long after your cast comes off and you're back to riding your bike, internally, the bone still isn't fully back to normal. During this massive remodeling phase, our demolition and building crews are working in perfect harmony. The osteoclasts move in to chip away any excess, bulky bone left over from the body's rushed emergency repair job. At the exact same time, the osteoblasts are carefully sculpting the bone back to its original, streamlined shape. Day by day, it gets smoother, stronger, and much more structurally sound. Eventually, the repair can be so flawless that a doctor might struggle to even spot where the fracture was on an X-ray.
And finally, Section 5, healing faster and stronger.
Now, obviously, not every broken bone heals on the exact same schedule. Children, for instance, generally heal way faster than adults just because their bodies are already in a state of rapid growth anyway. Plus, having excellent blood circulation is an absolute must for delivering all those repair cells. And nutrition is a massive deal. Your body physically needs the raw materials, things like calcium, vitamin D, and protein, to manufacture new bone. And of course, stabilization. When a doctor gives you a cast, a splint, or even surgery, they aren't quote-unquote healing the bone, they're just holding the pieces in the perfect position so your body's natural builders can do their thing as efficiently as possible. On the flip side, there are definitely roadblocks that can massively slow down your osteoblasts. Smoking, a poor diet, and certain underlying medical conditions can choke off blood supply or deprive your body of those essential nutrients, and that really drags out the entire recovery timeline. Essentially, the efficiency of your biological blueprint completely depends on how well you support it. Which leads us to a super common myth in human anatomy. I'm sure you've heard someone claim, hey, a broken bone heals stronger than it was before. But is that actually true? Does breaking your arm give you some kind of super-powered skeleton? Well, kind of, but only temporarily. During that early healing phase, your body definitely overcorrects by slapping down a bunch of extra bone around the fracture. So for a little while, that bulky, hard callus might technically be thicker and stronger than the bone around it. But remember that long remodeling phase we just talked about? As remodeling grinds on over months and years, all that extra scaffolding is completely shaved away. Ultimately, the bone returns to almost its exact original size and strength. The true marvel here isn't that it morphs into an unbreakable superbone, it's that it perfectly restores itself to its original, brilliantly balanced state. So, the next time you think about your skeleton, I want you to remember today's lesson from this explainer. Your bones are absolutely not just dry, lifeless sticks holding you up like a coat rack. From fixing a dramatic break to handling the everyday wear and tear of just walking down the street, your skeleton is actively rebuilding, repairing, and protecting you. It is a profoundly alive, dynamic system. Which leaves us with a little bit of homework for today. Knowing how relentlessly active this biological blueprint is, what invisible repairs is your own skeleton quietly working on right now? Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep learning and never stop asking questions, because every great discovery begins with curiosity.